Okay, so today we're going to learn about the different parts that we have in a circle. This is going to become more and more important as we go through more and more topics where we're going to use circles and problem solve around drawing a circle or drawing a question. So, in front of me here I have two circles. I'm going to break these down into their individual parts. So, the first one is that of the circumference. And what a circumference is it's the entire the circle here, the outline of the circle, okay? So that's what the circumference is. So let's write that in. C-I or C-U-M-F-E or E-N-C-E, circumference, okay? Now, so the next kind of thing that I'm going to draw here is what's called an arc. Okay, now an arc is very, very similar to a circumference. Okay, so in a circumference we have, I'm going to draw the arc over here, a full circle, where an arc is actually just part of a circle. So this kind of outer piece here would be an arc. It's part of a circle, but it is not a full circle. So let's label that. So arc, A-R-C, arc. Now, the next thing is going to be that I'm going to find is the center point. Okay. Now later on we're going to find out how to find the center point if we haven't been given it. But in this question, well, not in this question, but here I actually drew the circle so I know where it is. So it's right there. Okay. And I'm going to label that as being the center. Which is sometimes referred to as the center point. Okay. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of color here, mix it up a little bit. So the next piece or the next part that we're going to do is the diameter. Okay. Now, the diameter is that of a line or a chord that passes through the center. So by passing through the center, I'm just going to draw that through here. Perfect. So by it passing through the center as such, that means that it is going to be the full the maximum width, okay? If it passed through here, it would not be, it would just be a chord, which we're going to learn about later. It would not be a full diameter. So this will give you the full width of the circle, okay? If it passes through the center. Bear in mind it can pass through the center at any point, okay? So anywhere along this point is still a diameter, okay? So let's write that in. So it's spelled D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R, diameter. Okay, that's a chord that passes through the center. And actually, just importantly, the symbol for a diameter, okay, is that of this. Okay, that's the symbol for the diameter. Now, the next thing we do, we've already drawn in the line here, is what's called a semicircle. And a semicircle is actually a full half circle. So you can see this here as a half circle. So semi equals half circle, semicircle. Okay? So let's label that in. Okay? Semicircle. Now, okay, so as you can see here, I've magically just colored this in. So this is the blue part here. So I've got my blue semicircle, okay, just there. Fix that up a little bit. Perfect, okay. So that's my semicircle. And again, it's just literally half a circle, okay? Now there's one more part that I want to label on this particular one here, okay? And it's that of a chord. So I mentioned the word chord earlier, and I said it was the diameter was a chord that passed through the center. So it's no longer a chord because it passes through the center. Whereas a chord is a line that it's a straight line that passes through any 2 points on the circumference. Okay, so we could pass it through here, draw a line across, okay? We've got our 2 points on the diameter, okay? And I'm going to label that a chord. Perfect. So that is what a chord is. So it's similar to that to a diameter, but it does not pass through the center point. It just passes through the circle itself, okay? Now, so this is now kind of fully done up here, and we've got our semicircle and everything. Now we're going to move on, okay, to this part, this circle, okay, and we're going to start to figure this one out. So, the first thing which I'm going to kind of work on is that of a quadrant, okay? So we had our semicircle here on this side, okay, that's half a circle, and our quadrant is what's a quarter of a circle. So, I know my center point is here, okay, so I'm actually just going to draw this up like so. So that's kind of straight up. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking the circle into 4 parts, okay? So what it's called is a quadrant. Think of quarter, quadrant, quarter, quadrant. So quadrant is a quarter of a circle. So it's spelled Q-U-A-D-R-A-N-T, quadrant, okay? Now, I'm going to use the magic of video editing to cut here now and just color that in. Okay, so the next thing we're going to learn is that, the next part we're going to learn is that of a radius. So over here we learned of a diameter, and that passes the whole way through the circle, okay? But a radius only passes, okay, so a radius actually only passes through 1 point and through the center, okay? So a radius is also, think of the radius as being the kind of, you get the radius of a circle allows you to draw it. So it's kind of like what you put the radius of the circle on your compass to draw the circle, okay? So how you spell that is R-A-D-I-U-S, radius, okay? Now, the symbol, or what you're going to see, the abbreviation of it is, I'm just going to put it in brackets here, or, okay, so the radius is the half the circle what you use to draw with the compass. Okay, so we've learned about a quadrant here now, and we've also learned about a diameter. These are kind of 2 parts of a circle. What about something that isn't specific? Maybe it's just a set angle or something, okay? So, we've got this here now, and I want to just draw any random angle. So this is kind of like any random part here, okay? And what this is what's called a sector, okay? So the kind of the meaning of a sector, okay, is that of a piece of the circle, okay, a part of the circle that's enclosed between 2 radii or radiuses, okay? So you've got 2 radius either side, so it's just a part of the circle or a segment of the circle, okay? So the final thing is kind of, I want to look at, we had a chord over here in our previous circle, okay? And I want to actually look at what this area in here of the chord is called, okay? So if I draw another chord over here, just choosing any point at random here, taking my pen and drawing it through, okay? That area that is inside there, what that is called is a sector. No, sorry, beg your pardon. Segment. Don't get the 2 mixed up. So a segment is what the area that's enclosed by kind of a chord, okay? So a segment. So it's spelled S-E-G-M-E-N-T. Segment. Okay? So it's a segment of a circle. Okay, so now we've got all the different parts of a circle. We can now go and use this for the entire chapter really of circles in contact, but furthermore for our junior cert, we're going to be using different parts of circles and different kind of solutions of circles to solve problems really. So, voila.